What's up, y'all? This might be my longest analysis video yet. I was in the FFA server JJ and got to see a lot of friendly faces. And I recorded a few people dueling in FFA. I got Sticks, I got Bartender, Banana, uh, Zeph, and I already said Bartender. I really want to cast him as why. And a European guy named Owl. So it was pretty cool. But afterwards, I was telling Zeph, I was like, I've been doing a lot of this casting, and it's left me a little energy for dueling, and I know that I wanted to still get that competitive itch uh, going, because I'm a competitor, and I know if somebody can bring out the energy out of me, and I'm willing to do it, it would be Zeph. There's of course a few other people who can bring that out of me too. Scorp, Blaze, Windu, Ice, Hooks. I'm sure I'm missing others. But he brought some energy out of me. We went to a server. Zeph said he's about to try something different, and we spent this whole time experimenting and doing casual duels. It's pretty awesome. I loved it. And then so I started off by saying, let's see it. He just chatted, he said, I'm going to try something different. I said, let's see it. So without further ado, make sure I'm recording. Yep. All right, let's go. And I started off in my base form. And when I say my base form, and I'll give a breakdown later of my different quote-unquote forms. It's just a dumb little meme. But, people use strange tricks to amp themselves up for duels. That's just one of mine. It's what level of tryhard am I at? And it also lets people know, like, hey, I'm taking this shit serious. So, anyway. Let's get it popping. A lot of yellow exchanging. And he tells me this later, but what it turns out to be is he's trying a strategy where he aims at my saber rather than at my body. And I don't fully know what the intent of that is yet. So I'm hoping he can kind of flesh that out and see if there's any insight from it. High level players, we're always trying to probe around the edges and look for that next great strat and increase our bag. And so we're in the process of doing that right now, workshopping some yellow. But I also pull out the full bag in a lot of these duels later, and so we're going to see some of that. Pulling out the red, get that left diagonal in that I am getting known for now. To my own horn there, but I love that left diagonal red. Everybody knows it. Everybody sees it coming, but I still try to execute well on it. So even if you see it coming, maybe I'll get a good angle. Maybe I'll get the timing right. Maybe my spacing will be good. There it is, right there again. Got my ass kicked that time. And while I recorded this, I didn't do any casting. I went back to... I wanted to go back into my duels and provide some in-depth analysis. In this round in my base form, it's not as exciting, not as sexy, because we're still at the point where it's like, okay, let's get warm, let's find our energy. And, oh! Look at... Bruh! And also, I am so sorry, I realize I'm not in full screen. Like an idiot. Like an idiot. So let's go back. Let me look at those drags, boy. So I'm going to stop it as soon as I hit that drag. Okay. He comes in. Sweeps with a strong yaw to the side and then comes back around. And then he got stun locked, but I don't think he expected to get stun locked. You can tell because the saber flew away and he got actually stuck in that, it looks like, for a moment. That's a brutal stun lock. That lasted a while. So I'm coming strong. Getting good spacing. And then I go into left. And that's a tick. And then... So I go... It's... I'm going to do by the color of our sabers. So my first one was Blap. And if I keep going... That's one. Man, I wish it was possible to keep these markups while also skipping a frame in the duel. But then, let's see what happens is if I keep going. Oh, and then, holy shit. So, what happened was... Ugh, I gotta skip one more. Okay. I'm gonna try not to break VLC Media Player, because that shit is absolutely green top. And I have to go super slow, frame by frame. Or else it'll just frickin' crash. Or it'll keep going and I can't control it. VLC be wildin'. So here it is right here. So what happens is I get that initial. So that's a tick. And so I think what happens is I go crouch. And then there's a hit. Saber comes around. And then I stand up and I get a couple more in. And so I think it ends up being like 1, 2, 3, 4. And something like that. And then so I'm doing a lot of damage, punishing. It looks like he's coming down with yep, that's a yellow, boy. I got past his yellow.
You are a stubborn one, aren't you? Bad news for you, Jiren. I've got you figured out.
Force is with you.
Tied up 3-3 in this opening round. Oh man, watch me get copyright stricken for that fucking DBZ clip. DBS clip, my bad. Toriyama be protective of that bullshit. Even, nah, he's got about 40 more HP than me. 40, 30, 40. Yeah. That would have been a tough one for me to pull out. It's 2 yellow hits. Minimally. You feel me? Most of the good commentary is going to come later as we kind of hit our stride. I'm liable to, yeah, keystroke error. I'm liable to just skip to the point where we are actually getting into it, because that's where a lot of the analysis is going to get good. How much time do we have? It's 4-4? Yeah. So...
The Force is with you.
let's see if I can... I'm going to pause it for just a second. Yeah, let's see if we can skip ahead a little bit. Still in base. Base. And then me and Zeph were just chatting back and forth. Okay, and here's where we start to get into it, and so the rest of... That's about 37 minutes of solid dueling. It's... yeah, it was we went at it. I mean... Me and Cunt will sometimes go for 2-3 hours, and Zeph is fun. He's got his style so much down that before this, I think he was dueling for a couple hours with a player Bartender who also like expends a lot of energy. And Zeph gets back to his keyboard pretty quick. No worries. Left red with a bonus parry for overhead. Nice to see. Now I'm in my serious mode right now, and he's in his experimental mode. So bear that in mind for this next round. I mean, he's starting to step it up, but I went immediately into, okay, I'm gonna honor your effort, and I'm gonna give you the best I got. As far as, but I still wanted to experiment and play with stuff as well. And when I'm in what I call Ultra Instinct, I just focus more on my spacing and on my ability to dodge attacks, rather than parry bullying, which is just essentially getting in their face and drawing a parry and trying to push through it. That time I finished with 1 health. Crazy. Bad lunge. That's a perfect example of a really bad lunge.
The force is
Good
with
diagonal. I don't whip out the diagonal very often, but sometimes I do. The Reap versus Zeph video inspired me. As you can see, I maintain a lot more spacing on average when I really want to play hard and develop this better reaction. Then sometimes I screw up and I just go in because I'm not thinking, and I lose a little bit of focus. And I do that bot drill because I want to be able to do this as a practice of like not even thinking. Like I want to get to a point where I can space out, like and get good distance from the player, and I don't even have to think about it. Because right now, it is a heavy effort for me to go into this level of concentration, especially for such a long time. Okay. I'm actually going to show that red that I just pulled off. So let's see if I can go back a little bit. Go back. Yeah, there it is right there. Go up. Yeah, so this is a pretty good red. So I do, what is that, whoa, I don't even know what that is. Side flip, red right. And then is that a second red right? Yeah, so the flip confused my motion. He's still moving to the right. And then, as you can see with my camera, what I did there, and I think I was able to land 1-2. So for 2 ticks and 1 strong, I think 1 strong tick and then 1 like a small tick. Because red has a little bit of variability. Let's make that bigger. So one high tick, 1 low tick, and then so I did that flip to obfuscate my movement, 1 right to back him off, and I usually just do 1 right, but instead I did 2, and this was the second. And so that was 2. And then what that did is I got a poke in, and he looks like he's in a diagonal of some sort. And he's coming down, and so no matter what I do, he's too little too late. Because I already cut it off and got inside his hitbox, and then my next motion, of course, is to roll away and limit my exposure. And so that's how you can use red to trade 100%. Or that's not even a trade, that's just penetration through style. Out of that. Yep. That's like 3 ticks. That brought him down to below 25. And then clean up with 1 yellow. If you focus on 1 yellow at a time through his style to get through it, it's a lot more manageable than trying to think like, okay, how am I going to break it all of his style down? Because the temptation with Zeph is like, I want to prove that I can keep up just evenly in yellow. And so I do the parry bullying on him. Even I try to stress out his yellow with my own yellow, but it rarely works because his style has been predicated in the past on parries and his reactions to it. Here I am trying to match up his yellow, and I think he's still doing his experimental saber hit strategy. There's me with a very honest red. There's us about even. Yeah, we're perfectly even here. Yeah, red left, boy! Nobody ever lands red left. Shit. Yeah. You're seeing so many misses, it's because I'm focusing on dodging and spacing. That's what I do when I'm in this mode. I either make a conscious effort to focus on parries, or I make a conscious effort to focus on dodges, and you saw that in the last kill too. And so, he's swinging, parry, and instead of challenging him straight up on the parry, I actually make the decision to literally go past him and run away. And then I come back with blue, trade a little bit, limit my exposure by running out of there. He's swinging, and I dodge and I get out of the way, and I switch immediately into yellow. But instead of following through on that yellow and going towards him, so this is one thing I could have done, is I get to his angle. This is what I do when I'm feeling more aggressive and less dodgy and defensive in my UI. So I went here, and usually I would just press that into the same angle to see if I can draw a parry. That's my usual way of doing things, but let's see what I did different here exactly. I'm getting quicker at using this stuff. I'm learning. I dodge right around. Whoosh. And so he had 2 whiffs right there. And then I came in with 1 clean hit because I'm just focused on spacing. So I'm not trying to bully his parry because I know he's damn good at it. And the whole reason I developed this style is because I wanted to become a more mobile fighter. And I wanted a better response to Blaze and Windu. But it's just made me a better fighter overall by having better spacing in the bag. Honest lunge, honest red. I was looking really sharp in these last few duels. Penetrate through with the red right. He could have parried that, but even if he did, I would have had a lot to trade still, and I would have just pushed through it with a diagonal to follow. I think we see a few examples of me just pushing through with the red. I actually had a pretty decent night, and that was despite, you know, trying to get out of casting mode and back into my dueling mode and get back to my fundamentals, because I love dueling. It's, you know, it's my favorite thing to do. It's why I play this game. And I want to be the best. I work really hard because I want to be the best. I want to be able to beat everybody. I want to be able to beat everybody 10-0. I want to be at a point where even if you 10-0 me, you're going to be within 20 HP the whole time. And it's going to be hard for you. I'm not going to make it easy. There's a few players who can still, where that risk is still there. So I have some work to do, but as I continue to develop the style and work on my spacing and combine it with my bully parry, I'm expecting to be successful, but it's going to take a lot of work. And it's going to take my ass being kicked, and it's going to take a lot of humility. And so in that road to be confident, I have to also realize that I got to take a lot of L's and I got a lot to learn. And if you see something wrong, or see something I could improve on, leave it in the comments. I take all feedback like that super serious. Because I want to be the best. That's what you gotta do. So I'm up on Zeph 9-2. Because I'm going into my little try-hard mode. I think he gets a couple... I get a little bit more Cavalier. Yeah. Or I just clean up 10-2. Yeah, I was really sharp that round. I didn't make very many mistakes. I'm usually like that when I go into this level of focus, but then as time goes on, it becomes hard to sustain this. And you see this toward the end of this video. Jesus! Whoa, my red is looking good, man. Whew! So here's an honest red. That's an overhead, and I'm dragging it to the left because I wanted it to make contact with his saber. And then after that, he got stun locked. So he's going to back off because he wants to limit his exposure, because you can't swing like that. When you're stun locked, it actually looks pretty funny in slow motion, like he's just stuck there the whole time. It actually happens in like less than a half a second, so it's not that long. So he's coming with yellow left, and I immediately break through that yellow left. So he's swinging across, well, no, it's not across your body. I don't know. I have to think about that. But he tries the parry, and then I got the diagonal on deck. And what happened, why you didn't see much of a swing there, is because when I did my little diagonal left, here's like what the full range of motion would look like. So that's like the full range of motion, and the idea is to go like boom, 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 and those are like 3 possible vectors. But then when I'm right here and right on the button, he makes contact with my not on the button, I'm sorry, I'm misusing that term. when he makes contact with my saber right here, he's trying to parry and challenge it. Good luck doing that against, I would just say good luck doing that against the diagonal left red. I actually, so I'm about right here at like the first 5% of my swing when I pull off that parry. And so we're going to see that again. It's just good red. I have to say when I do good things too. Look at that. Big Glorp is allowed to be proud of things too, fellas. I tried the same thing there, but he's adjusted because it's Zeph. And he be like that. Ooh! Ooh! Wow. Kicked my ass. And then I think I got up for a second because I needed to check on my food I was cooking, so I'm going to pause. Alright, get back into it. Yeah, see, I didn't make you guys sit there. I'm learning how to do this shit. I need to start mixing in like the warida. I mean, mix in like GIFs and shit like that. Oh boy. I need to learn how to do all that. Oh, a long day, fellas. It was a great Christmas. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy. Making smart choices, protecting your loved ones. Yeah, that was an honest red. Ooh, 2 overheads, Zeph. What happened? He's probably so high on health he didn't care. Yo, when you're doing yellow overheads, you're wilding. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. We've seen in all my casting one successful yellow overhead. Everything he does is just so intentional. Like, every single swing, it's like, it has a purpose. And there's again, pushing through with red. And I make the same comment here, like, I have to push through with it and commit, or else what happens is you get strung out on your red. If you try to dodge, he's just going to chase you down with yellow diagonals. Yep. So, I got lucky there, and I ticked. Stun locked. I've stun locked him a lot. And that's actually despite not focusing on parries. That's just, I didn't realize how much I did this until I'm seeing this fight. And I don't think he stun locked me at all. Or maybe I'm just blind and conceited and a fucking idiot. So I do that. I get the parry. Right hand is still free though. Wow. So I came up. And that's just me reacting very quickly to a parry. And sometimes the parry works out, sometimes it doesn't. So my saber got knocked away to right here. Let's see if I can make a reasonable saber. Yeah, this should be alright. Oh yeah, look at that lightsaber, guys. I'm gonna make a little core, make it official. Give me some white. Oh yeah, how y'all like that? Lord, artist extraordinaire. And then I'll show you the path. And so my saber got knocked away right here. And I got swung around. But then I brought it all the way up. And then what happened is, I think what happens is I come down and I slice it here. And his saber is still right here. And so I was able to get through this quicker because I'm like, I got to the fast active part of my swing. Like, I think we look at it in terms of active window. Oh, I have an arrow I can use? Dude, that would have been so useful. Damn. I've just been drawing these little green top arrows. Oh my goodness. And what is this? Line width? Oh, I can adjust line. Oh my god. I'm learning too much, y'all. Learning too much. And let's see, so I got there first. So his idea is to come forward and get through and get me, but then I cut it off. and I get through faster right here. And his active window, my active window, make it a little bit different of a blue. My active window is going to be here, and I'm about to get to this point. His active window would be, if he got to this point, here. But he's got way further of a distance to go to than I do to get to the point where I'm going to damage him. Keep it rolling. And push through. And you notice I just keep carrying it through with the momentum. And you gotta commit. You gotta go hard or go home. Because if you stall on that red, you're gonna get punished. I think Zeph sweeps up this round. Just traded a lot of yellow. That's not too interesting to watch. Like, we're just hitting each other. It's like that one boxing YouTube video that's famous where the boxers just literally hit each other in the face like 50 times. There's like this Asian guy and this white guy. It's not interesting when that happens. I think trades in general aren't that interesting. I like to see clean hits, and I like to see parries, and I like to see stuff that isn't utilized often. When you're just sitting there just bashing the shit out of each other, it's not interesting like at all. Lunge. Lunge followed by a red is it's a pretty good tech because you break and stun lock, and then you have an opportunity to pull off a quick red. And following that up with a left red diagonal is a pretty good route because it's super quick. Here's a right. That was an honest right! Bruh! We gotta see that. So I'm setting up for a red right, and usually, here's the thing. I have options. So, I can go. I'm gonna do the arrow. That's what I'm gonna do. So I can go here. Except it's hard. There's not really three-dimensional spacing there. Let's redo that. So I can go here. Or I can go here, 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 here. So those are my two paths. And in this case, I choose this one. And what that results in see, it looks like we're in the same level of active window, but you can obviously tell from the past like 1 second that I got to it faster than he did, and I also got a much better angle. And for some reason, he yawed it up. And then what happens here is a fat parry. Oh my god, it looks like an explosion. But then what happened is I actually was able to get my camera, and I turned it away. And then that kept my saber in him for a long period of time, which created the, I think it was 1-2, and got him to below 50 based on the pain sound. Smash through? Or did I get him on the second? Oh, I didn't actually get him. It was just a really honest red effort. That's right. My bad, guys. I thought I got him. But that's an honest red. I'm really trying to hit him. I'm really trying to do damage. I'm not trying to do it just to show that I have it in the bag. And I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that from other players. And then he got me. And very nice retreating diagonal to extend the range. Forward diagonals, where you're trying to press it forward, are absolutely shit tier. But if you do a backward retreating diagonal, that's like an A tier. I swear I'm gonna create a tier list of all the techniques that I know. Like, it's gonna be a list of like a lot of different swings and techniques. But that's gonna be a super fun one. I want to have like 1 or 2 people on to discuss that.
The Force is with you.
Nice little red. See, I'm trying to show that you can have red in the bag. You can make it successful. You can make it work for you. I'm telling you, we need more red in this game, dude. And yeah, sometimes it fails. I'm trying out different stuff. And I'm actually going away from the UI. Okay, I got the UI jump right there. I'm actually trying to go away from the UI jump for these duels and get more into that red, because one of the best ways I know how to use red, especially if I know it's Zeph and he's throwing all those yellow sweeps, I want to get in there, get a parry, and use my ability to react off of counter parries and see if I can score a nice hit. We've seen a lot of that in these fights so far. Wow, why am I yawing so much? I think I'm just getting overly excited. I think he cleans me up 10-4. I think at this point I'm just trying to do too much, and so I end up getting my ass kicked. Sometimes it be like that, guys. They really do.
The Force is with you. The Force is with you.
Force is with me. That simply means that I have the highest score. If ever I do something dumb, I just say, you guys just gotta laugh at yourself. You can get mad or you can laugh. I just choose to laugh and say, okay, well, I'm not gonna do it no more. That was a nice little yellow exchange. Ooh. See, I saw that I did that overhead yellow left and I got the frick out of there.
The Force is with you.
Never mind, I guess he didn't clean me up this round. Maybe I skipped that. Maybe I'm still in base form. Oh man, I'm getting tired, fellas. No more casting tonight. I need to have my energy for the tournament tomorrow. I'm gonna take a break all day. I'm gonna sleep pretty much all day. Maybe get a nice little run. Have a nice protein-heavy dinner. And then I'm gonna get it popping. I'm really gonna try to win tomorrow. I want to win every single competition that I participate in. Blue is gonna be quite a stretch for me though, man. Whew. My blue could use some work. And I'm going up against Windu? Hell no. Windu and Blaze? I think Blaze has a... Does he have a decent blue, or does he just have a nice lunge? I mean, there's a difference between the two. I think he's got a nice blue. But Windu's, like, just pure blue is top tier. Backflip, spacing. As you can see, I'm trying to go into a mode where I can master both the parries and the spacing. I can sit there and bully parry all day. But I need to also trick people into spacing with lunges. And well, I need to space out and then go back into stressing out with lunges. And if I go between those two styles, I'm gonna drive people crazy. Like, they're just not going to know what to expect. And that's kind of my goal in combining the two styles. I'm surprised he got hit by that. That's too floaty of a jump. Ah, he got me. 10-8. That was a great game. This is where I say I'm going to take it one step further. And I'm trying to pull out Mastered Ultra Instinct here. I messed up in renaming the first time. And I explained to him, like, this is what I'm trying to do, so it's the same thing I've said in this video multiple times. And so I'm really going to make the effort to turn up here. And it's really hard to focus. Like, oh man, it is so hard to combine these two styles, and so that's why it's such a monumental effort. But that's the point that I want to get to. And I'm confident when I get to that point that I'm going to be very hard for everybody to beat. He says he doesn't use even blue crouch or sweep yet. He's staying within his bag, and I just said, Zeph, you're just using what works, and that's so true. And he says that he's got more in the bag to develop right now, so he's just sticking to basics. But at the same time, he just executes so well. He always has. You go demos from 10 years ago. He just murders it. And he just said right there, like, I just want to use what I have currently. He's got more in the bag. You can expect more from Zeph. He's already formidable with basically like 95% yellow style in 2020. That's impressive in and of itself already. You notice I haven't marked up as much recently because I've already called out a lot of good stuff, and we've continued to see that. Ooh, backflip red, boy! I've really focus on red too, because I want to be able to counter his shit with my red. Now I'm focusing on these things. I'm confident that, well, at least I have the confidence. I don't know if I actually did well. I get the confidence that he's not going to be able to keep up with me anymore, because I'm going like full try hard. But lo and behold, my HP says otherwise. And again, it's not about just 1 HP that you have for one duel. And I'm asking him in this question, I said, are you able to see when I'm obviously trying to parry bully? And his answer is yes. And sorry for the abrupt stop, guys. We chatted for a few minutes. I wanted to get past that. I just didn't think that would be super interesting to people. We didn't actually cover more than what I planned to. I want to actually go back and see that. That was a nice little red parry by me. Slowing it down, so he's going yellow, yaw up a little bit. And then that's a really easy counter for me. I just had the angles right. And so I flip right back around. He whiffs right here. And then I come back in, and because his active window is so far behind, I'm able to get right in there. Get a minor little stun lock. He parries and I deflect, but his deflect, yeah, he deflected me, but he deflected me into an overhead red motion. Excuse me, guys. I'm not sick, I promise. I already had COVID. And the overhead comes down. I'm going to say it right on the button. Right through his head and all the way through. So that's a kill. Like, that's 1, 2, 3. Well, I think that was a tick on me, and then I had 2 red ticks on him. And I kept the saber in him, and that cleaned up.
The force is with you.
I love a good red parry, whether it's from me or from anybody else. I love to see it. Red is slow and heavy, and it's not as quick. And if you can use it effectively, I have so much respect for you. Like, in a world of yellow domination, using red is good. I really have pride in the red that I've worked to develop, and I'm still trying to learn like text from Blob and stuff, like through watching his demo. I think I've watched a Blob and Scorp fight like probably 10 times. I bet I'm half of the views, and I'm just trying to internalize that attitude of using a red aggressively, throwing aerials. And, yeah, just overall being a good player. Yep, I got him down to below 50 there. Good dodging. That's full UI. And then combine up with the parry bully. That's a parry bully right there. So I get the dodge, get the spacing, and then I also come in for the parry bully, and that's what I tend to focus on when I'm integrating the UI, and then what I would call, in DBZ terms, like the Saiyan forms, when I'm up there in people's faces and just using like raw bullying to force all the parries through. Oh, that was ugly. I just paused for a second like I got fucked. I got hurt that time. The sweeps are just something else. I can't believe it's such a clean, simple concept, and yet it's just like, damn, you know? Oh, I thought I should have had that. My red is so honest right now. I know, guys, I'm being super humble and everything right now. I like to celebrate things that I do well, though. Like, it's important to be like, yeah, I can do this better. But when I do something good, it's like, I want to call that out, too. Like, I'm pretty dispassionate and objective about my wins and losses, but I try to point out the really good things that other people do. I just think that's a healthy perspective to take. Because I let my game do the talking when I call out their faults. Like, you can just see when I punish it. Nice dodging by both of us, quite frankly. It's an honest yellow triple, or red triple backflip. And then this is where I went miso, and I tried to aim my saber up, because I wanted to see if I can incorporate that into my style. And I'm so not there yet, it's not even close. Scorp has a better integration of Miso's red than I do. I'd love to cast like one of his recent like serious matches where he tries that, because it's interesting to watch him incorporate it into his bag. Four, 5. It's a game. He might clean me up. I was just saying here that the lower right red and lower left red is absolutely just green top and not a great technique. Yeah, I was just explaining, it's too much exposure and no change. I would put that as like D tier. D or C. I'm not sure if I want to do an F tier. Like, because every move has a time and place. I don't think that there is such a thing as an F tier for JK2. Oh, there is an F tier. Jumping, early stage, overhead, anything. Early stage overheads. It just doesn't land. Nothing that you do will land. I'm so down to prove it to you guys. Like, do a blue flip overhead. I dare you. Yeah, I think he cleans me up this round because I'm having a hard time integrating my two styles. That's the goal, though. I need to. That's how I ascend. Landed on his head. That's a bad mistake. Good deflect with the red left diagonal, but no follow through, so no punish. I think he cleans me up. 10-4, and then we got Hooks who comes in, and it's always good to see him in base. You know, on top of like leading this clan, and like, so him and Ice, and Hooks is the founder, he's a leader, but Hooks has made all of this possible. Like, without him, none of us would be here. Like, he's kept this community and this institution alive, and Ice is also like a leader. He's known as the Junkie King, and he doesn't do like drugs. That's just we got a lot of people who smoke that weed, smoke that grass, and you know, that was kind of like the fun origins of it, and but it's become so much more than that. It's become like JJ is the strongest institution There's Hooks in his base name. I love his base name. Those colors are so badass. He's got one other. I call it his battle form. And yeah, it's so good to see him in base. But yeah, Hooks leads it. Ice also helps in leading it. But Hooks is the founder. And yeah, without him maintaining this institution, I'm not even sure any of us would be playing right now. We'd just be a bunch of like scattered players and doing our own thing, you know? He's made all of our lives better by like fostering this community. And Hooks is just in time to see me get cleaned up like a bitch. Yep, that's Hooks. I said that's one of his base names. I think he pulls it out in FFA, but he brings out the really nice names and colors for the oh my god, for the base gameplay. You know what I'm about to say? I love to see it. And here I got up for just a moment because I needed to eat. Lorp be getting hungry sometimes. We'll duel for food. That was pretty. I ain't gonna slow it down because I've done that a few times tonight already. That same exact push through parry execution. I just did it super aggro. I vary between super aggro and spacing, and that's what I do with this. And I know I can take it a step further, but I'm just not there yet in this form. There's me trying to yaw and trying to inflict. That's very much like a 2007 style like tactic of just trying to yaw the shit out of somebody when you're up close to own them. Accidental lunge. Lucky for me, he didn't go for it. So it was a close one, C1. Y'all already knew that probably. There's B hanging in close trying to get a parry. I should have hit that one. Lots of honest red tonight. I want to keep getting into this. These duels are so much fun. I wouldn't mind just going into like a red only workshop night with Blob and just really poking and prodding and trying to develop the best red that I can. I'm going to ask him to do that, actually. That's what I'm going to do. Man, I wish he was still JJ. I wish he was still, he went to LOL, which is not, it's not Laugh Out Loud. It's a European kind of clan and community. And I think he went there because I think the Euro dueling scene is a little bit higher skill, or so I'm told. I'm being careful when I say that, because I don't know for sure. I'm West Coast USA, so I don't really have a chance to see that side of the competition as much, and I feel deprived for that reason. Because there's a couple European players who, God, they're good. Like, they'll come over to East Coast US servers with like 129 ping. Well, East Coast US is okay, but I mean they'll come to like Midwest servers and they'll like have 120 ping, and they'll still do good. Like it's crazy. And one of them is this like Dino Padawan. He has a Dasan skin. I straight up learned from him. He beat me 10-2 in a match. And the only thing I could say was like, man, you're really amazing. I don't actually think there's a path to victory for me against that guy right now, the Dino Padawan who comes into the JJ server. Like his execution is top notch. He's like a European Richter. Duel's kind of the same way, but he's a little bit more passive, and I mean that in a good way. Like he's just more patient. And he's a real pleasure to duel. It's really hard to penetrate his defenses. Lots of pokes and rolls. But anyway, I'll talk about him another time. We're focused on the here and now. I'm trying to yaw out with red. I don't know why I try to do this right now. Spacing. Spacing. Bully parry. Spacing. and then come back in. That was probably the best example of MUI tonight. That individual technique. What did I just do there? Fuck if I know. That was probably the best example of MUI tonight. Like dodge and then come back in with an unstoppable offensive. So I get the defensive, I get the spacing, and then you just can't stop my offense when I come back in because I'm coming back in so hard. And I'm varying up all my text so rapidly that you can't adjust. I got into a good, I think I alt-tab. I think that's what happens. There it is. Great parry with the red. I think I fucking kill it this round, and then I fall off because my focus wanes. Yeah, that's a tricky exchange with Zeph. He's got the advantage for sure. I think I lose this one. Yeah, I should have lost that exchange. Yep. I try to go to his left, and I consistently get punished for that. I think those freezes are because I alt-tab. My bad about that, guys. Looks choppy. Nice little yellow snipe. Nice drag. Vary it up with the blue. Come back in with the red when he's not expecting it. Boom. He pulled a blue sweep, and I was just like, blue sweep from Zeph? There's no way. Yikes. That was a stupid move on my part, and Hooks is good enough where he's able to... If you see some stupid shit, he punishes it. He's at that level in base. Like, I can't just... I can never just autopilot with him because he just pulls some shit out of the bag and he gets some counters in that are really good. He thinks it's over, but I don't think it's over until your HP is 0. And he's still got above... He's still got above 50 health. But he got locked up in red and I came in and got through it. I think my focus is really starting to fall off. Oh, not that time. Never mind. I actually pull off the red lower right there, which was kind of cool. Penetrate through with the red, tap and poke. Get out, get back in ferociously. That was fantastic. That sequence by me, I wish I could do that more reliably and like every time. That was pretty cool. Ew. I came right into a yellow sweep with a late active stage red. That was terrible. I made up for it with that one, though. That was a good one. Ooh! More red! My red is looking good right now. Except I get too cocky here and I almost lose it. 1 HP. $46, $41, I end the video at $47.04. I'm actually, see what happens with this kill. I think I ended it this round and walked away a winner. I got my ass kicked in the next round because I started getting so tired. It's nice to lay in here in bed and just comment on stuff, you know? It's a nice way to spend time. So I'm gonna pause it. I have to get my fingers used to blue. Yeah, when he gets blue in his bag again, oh my god, I don't even want to think about that, guys. Okay, so that was a great night of casting. I hope some of you found it informative. And if you didn't find it informative, I hope it I hope it at least helped you get to sleep. I like Hooks' name here, by the way, and he really did like focus on just sweeping with yellow. Yo, some of his sweeps were fucking deadly though. Shit. Anyway, as always, God bless. Good night. I know it's the 26th now, but Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope you're staying healthy, safe, sane. relying on each other for support, doing the best that you can by other people. And I'm so excited for the tournament tomorrow. And I put it together. I'm hosting it, and it's called the JJ Christmas Casual Expo. My first tournament I ever tried hosting, and I can't wait. It's going to be such a good time, guys. Takes place 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be recording and casting the entire thing, and I'm also going to be competing. It's a tall order, but you know what? For this game, I got all the energy in the world, and I'm bringing it all out. I want to win it. I want to win it. All right, peace.